What's up guys, it's me Kareem, and this is Are We Cuckoo Now? Today we're going to do something a little different. I found this wonderful video online, so I thought it would be great if I could make a response to it in the most polite and informative way possible. So let's begin.
Muslims have to believe in Muhammad, their prophet, and follow him as their ultimate role model. It doesn't mean I'm a racist. Because Islam is not a race. If you
I'm gonna have to cut you there. You forgot about the other types of Muslims. You must have forgot about Wahhabis, Ahmadiyas, and Shias too. They don't necessarily believe in that. Okay? So, yeah, don't generalize all Muslims as just one type.
Whoa! What the fuck are you talking about? Wahhabis, Ahmadis, and Shias? They don't necessarily believe in what? That Muhammad is Allah's prophet and that they have to follow him as their ultimate role model? Do you even know what Wahhabis, Shias, and Ahmadis are? They all believe in exactly that. The difference is that Shias think that Ali and not Abu Bakr should have been Muhammad's successor in leading the nation of Islam after Muhammad, and Wahhabis believe in Muhammad and they strictly follow his teachings. And Ahmadis do too. They just believe that Muhammad wasn't the last prophet and that there's a guy called Al-Mahdi that comes after him. And are you wearing a chain around your neck? Did you not know that this is haram? That Muhammad said that men who wears jewelry are imitating women and that they're cursed? Maybe you're not a Muslim and you're making this video to defend Muslims out of kindness or something. Please go on.
I don't understand the racist part though. But if you're gonna generalize Muslims, people call you racist because the whole idea behind a racist is someone who bases someone off of what they stereotypically think, not what is true.
Yeah, about their race.
I hate when people say, Islam is not a race though, okay? So get your facts straight.
Wow, that's not a good look.
Nobody has experienced what Muslims are experiencing today. It kind of fits with what racism is all about.
No, it kinda doesn't.
Basically disliking someone because of the color of their skin, culture, or whatever it is. In this case, religion.
Jesus not crucified Christ. But that's not racism though. There's no whatever here. It's either you judge people based on their race, then you're a racist, or you don't. Then you're not a racist. Maybe you're something else. That's why we have different words like discrimination.
Yes, religion is not a race, but you seem to forget that people like to generalize all Muslims as terrorists.
No, people don't. At least people with the basic level of intelligence. No one thinks that all Muslims are terrorists. And the girl in the video didn't say that. She said all Muslims believe in fucked up shit. And they do.
Don't act all vilified when someone makes a mistake and calls you a racist for hating them because of their religion.
So you admit it's a mistake to call someone a racist because they criticize your religion.
Okay, let me give you a little lesson. The reason why people say racist is because it actually fits in with what's going on based on racist things that happen to people. For example, if you see someone with a beard and a turban walking up to you, I know your ignorant and uneducated self is probably going to be like, wow, that dude is a terrorist and he's going to try to blow me up. So I better get ready. What did you just do? You based it off his look, a stereotypical thing. And that's what racists do. So it's kind of the same thing. Okay, you're not a racist, but you're a bigot.
Okay, again, no one is saying that. Not me, not the girl in the video, and no one worth talking to is saying that. You're strawmanning the shit out of her. This is stupid.
Let's move on to the next topic.
What did Muhammad do? He was a rapist, a pedophile, a mass murderer, not to mention a warmonger, liar, cheater, thief, adulterer.
What the fuck? I love how she's talking about Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Oh, so you are a Muslim. Fascinating.
Where did you get that information? I would like to read it. That's it.
It's all in the Quran and the Hadith, but obviously you didn't read it, and you never will, because it's inconvenient. But to anyone else, just Google that shit. It's not that difficult.
He was one of the kindest men on the planet. People aspire to be like him. He was the one that taught us not to hate our enemies.
Yeah, just kill them. But do it with love. Just lovingly cut their heads off.
He was the one that told us not to cut down a tree because there is one more leaf on it, so it deserves life.
Yeah, unless it belongs to the Jews. Because, you know, Jews.
He was the one that said that if we killed one man, it's like killing all of humanity. And he was the one that said that if we save one man, it's like saving all of humanity.
Unless they wrote some poetry dissing Muhammad, then fuck him. And in the case of Asma bint Marwan, kill her while she's sleeping among her children, and in some accounts while she's breastfeeding her child.
He took in hundreds of sex slaves.
What? Where did you get that? Where did you get that? I would love to know. Please tell me. Where did you get that?
What do you think Muhammad did with all the women he took as prisoners of war after he conquered the city? He divided them between him and his warriors, as slaves and sex slaves. So the older and uglier ones worked manual labor, and the young virgins and the attractive ones were what in Islam is called what your right hand owns, or what your right hand possesses. And they were halal for Muhammad and all Muslims to have sex with.
Spilled plenty of blood all around the world.
There have been wars fought for the countries we live in. People spilled blood so we could have our freedom in this country. So don't act like blood has never been spilled for something good. Our own American flag is represented by blood. Have you forgotten the red, white, and blue? What does the red stand for? If you have forgotten, the red stands for the blood spilled by the men who fought for this country. Duh!
How is that the same as going to war to spread Islam by force and then claim it's a religion of peace?
And if you fall for this jihad self-betterment crap, see, I said I wasn't gonna get angry. You deserve anything that comes to you.
Wow, that's pretty harsh. Honestly, I wish you the best and the best of health for you and your family, because you deserve it. You're a human being who has feeling, so you deserve happiness. But you just said you deserve whatever is coming to you in an angry way. So how does that make you different from ISIS and the terrorists? Because they're pretty angry and they wish the worst upon us.
Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking hell. I'll tell you the difference. She won't cut your head off for disagreeing with her. I think that's a major fucking difference, you disingenuous douchebag.
You're supposed to refer to Sira.
It's actually Surah, by the way. That's how they say it.
No, moron, it's actually Sira, as in the bio or the life story of Muhammad. Surah means the verse in the Quran. So wipe that smug look off your face. Did you even watch your video before uploading it? Fuck me.
In Syria, in Iraq, by ISIS or ISIL. This is what's happening. They're not bad Muslims. They're perfect Muslims. I have never seen more devout Muslims in my life. And I grew up as one.
Wait, hold up.
In the Middle East.
What the what? Girl, are you no way. Oh, hell no. Girl, are you telling the truth right now? Because I don't.
Okay, do you do that a lot? Because it's annoying as shit. Does anyone find that funny? Serious question.
If it was really such a violent religion, how are you fine right now?
Who told you she's fine? She probably has some sort of psychological damage like all of us who were brought up on Islam in a Muslim country. None of that watered down Islam that some people in the West grew up on.
And how did you find yourself to be here in this country, in this beautiful country?
And what the fuck does that have to do with anything? So if you grew up a Muslim, you can't leave your country? What?
You're making Islam seem so violent and aggressive and angry.
Because it is.
Now, I feel like this is coming from a bad area, not really an educational area. Of course, if you look at anything and concentrate on the bad, you could make it look bad.
Yeah, but the bad has to be there to begin with. We didn't invent the bad. If it's the religion of peace, I shouldn't be able to find overwhelming evidence to the contrary. And what the fuck is an educational area? Do you mean she's not looking at things objectively?
Growing up, none of my aunts had wore hijab. None of them prayed 5 times a day. My dad, if you look at him, he wears shorts, he's got necklaces, he's very westernized.
So your dad wore shorts and necklaces. Awesome. Your aunts, they never wore hijab. Awesome. So basically, what you're saying is contradicting what you're trying to prove. That you guys were Muslim, yet you lived an amazing, free life. Like, there was nothing wrong. They were all fine. What exactly are you trying to say? I'm trying to figure it out.
I think she's trying to say that even though her family was lenient and didn't follow all of Islam's strict teachings, they still believed in a lot of stupid and ignorant shit. Like most of so-called moderate Muslims. That even though they blew most of Islam off, they still loved and revered Muhammad and his teachings.
Wait!
No. It's not making any more sense. You're saying that Muslims are strict and violent. I don't know where that's coming from, really. Except the media, I will understand. But where is it coming from your family? Because it seems like your family was pretty chill as Muslim.
Well, for me, it's coming from living among them and being one of them for all of my life to this day. So...
And they were lenient. Yet, if they were lenient, then how do you know so much about Islam? Because I would imagine that you didn't really learn about it a lot because your family was very lenient about it. And you probably didn't learn so much about it.
Because she probably learned about it in school as a child, like we all did. And her family were probably looked down upon by more religious people in the community.
And you probably weren't forced to be a Muslim? I don't know, just a thought.
Yeah, she was forced. Because she was born as a Muslim and she was told as a child that it's the one and true religion. Like I was told. Even if your family didn't tell you that, the school and the media in Muslim countries take care of that. Believe it or not, if she was living in Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia, she and her family would have probably been kicked out. And if they were living in an ISIS-controlled area, yes, they would have been killed. But my guess is that she lived in a more moderate country like Egypt or Lebanon, which are for the most part moderate, which again means that you don't follow the whole of Islam. And honestly, they're not real Muslims.
Bye, fam.
Is that a tattoo of a cross? It's time to think. Yes, that's right. Think.
Just be careful not to hurt yourself.
If I put one and one together, I'm gonna come up with some theories. And these theories are in no way, shape, or form true, but they are theories. 1, you were never ever a Muslim. 2, you probably were in the Middle East, but you pretend to be a Muslim. Trying to make us look bad. Shame, shame, shame. 3, you're probably a convert, which is fair. And 4, wait, I don't have a 4. So just 3 theories right now. Just 3. But they're still theories.
What does that have to do with anything? Maybe she was brought up as a Muslim but she left Islam and converted to Christianity. Which I don't condone, by the way. Anyway, that doesn't make what she's saying not true.
Whatever we take, we can make or break. So some people take Islam and believe it in a certain way and ruin it for others. I'm gonna say you're probably a Christian, and I know Christians are not like this, and they're more understanding.
Oh yeah, Christians living in the Middle East especially are very understanding. I mean, they have to be, or else.
And let me tell you that I've met some wonderful, kind Christian people in my life, and I love them to death.
Good for you. But I bet if you met a Christian who used to live in the Middle East, he'll tell you pretty much the same thing.
Now, if you're a Christian, you're making them look bad, and you're making them all look like they are ignorant, stubborn-headed people. But it's not fair to base them all off of you. Just like it's not fair for you to base all Muslims.
Do you mean judge all or base an opinion when you say base all? What? God damn it.
On some teachings that I don't know where you got them from your lenient family that probably never really practiced
the Quran and the Hadith.
If they were Muslim, I see what you do.
Yeah, I see what you're doing too. You're trying to make people think that real Muslims are nice and funny, but you're not a real Muslim. I bet you even listen to music and watch movies.
For the person that said, saying that all Muslims are terrorists is like saying all Italians are in the mafia, you're a dimwit. You're a dimwit. You're a dimwit. You're a dimwit.
Come on, man. Do I really have to continue with this video, man? Really? You're a dimwit. So you're saying that just because Islam is not a race, it's okay to pick at it and call them all terrorists? What?
Again, no one is saying that. No one is saying all Muslims are terrorists, because they're not. But Islam itself is terrible and breeds terrorism. And here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that the word mafia is thought to be derived from the Arabic word mafia or mafi, which means protected, exempt, or safe, which refers to being safe or protected once you pay up to the gangs of Muslims that used to control Sicily, when it was an Islamic emirate occupied by the Muslims from the 9th up to the 11th century?
And to everybody else who's talking about Islam getting taught in schools, I have to say this. I have no problem with Islam getting taught in schools. Make sure you actually teach about Islam. I don't want to hear anybody sugarcoating it. I don't want to hear anybody taking out parts that are inconvenient.
Let's teach kids about what really happens in history. That will work out great.
Yeah, let's. At some point.
Let's do that for Thanksgiving too! Remember Thanksgiving? Oh yeah, Christopher Columbus, one of the most revered men. We shouldn't take out all this stuff for kids. We should teach them the reality of Thanksgiving. Like the mass murdering, rape, and pillaging of all the Indians, taking a land which was not theirs.
That Christopher Columbus guy reminds me of someone. Because what you're saying sounds so familiar. For some fucking reason.
Also, let's teach them about Valentine's Day and how bloody that was too, and how it came to be. And let's teach them about Halloween, the real Halloween, and how that was actually, you know, worshipping of demons and devils. And let's not stop there. Let's go to the nursery rhymes. Ring around the rosy. Remember that one? Yeah. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Yeah, it's actually a song about people dying and getting burned to death. That's a kid's song. Let's tell them that too. Let's tell all these kids that their nursery rhymes were all based on violent shit. You know, let's do that. Because that will work great for the kids.
Yes, at some point people need to know the reality about all of these things. Which I think most of them do already. But most people don't know about the horrific shit in Islam because of people like you.
Don't teach about Islam without talking about Muhammad, his 11 wives, his most favorite, the 9-year-old he used to take off the playground to go and have fun between her thighs.
Okay. I think I had enough. I don't claim to be a Muslim scholar, so I want someone out there who is really well versed in Islam to help respond to this woman.
No scholars needed. Yes, Muhammad had 11 wives, and yes, he had sex with a 9-year-old. Done.
I'm out, because I don't think I want to waste any more time on her.
I think you're full of shit. And you're uncomfortable because she brought up something you can't bullshit your way out of. Because you seem to respond to her just fine the entire video. But now, you're not an expert. Now, you're just gonna run away like every moderate Muslim do. You pretend you didn't know about it, stick your fingers in your ears, and just sweep it under the rug. What a fucking joke that was. An absolute waste of time.